Hello, Croeso and Shemai. This is Bachgen Business Boy here, and today's topic is about a project management tool called the Critical Path Network. We'll be using this to do a critical path method analysis. But first, a quick update on the gardening project. Saplings are growing inside and outside, and the tomatoes that were started indoors have now moved outdoors. Now then, let's get into today's topic. The critical path method (CPM) is a technique used to identify the longest sequence of dependent tasks in a project, a sequence that ultimately determines the shortest possible completion time. A critical path has zero slack, meaning delaying any of its tasks will directly delay the overall project. However, non-critical tasks can have slack, which provides flexibility to adjust schedules without affecting the final completion date. If slack exists, you might reallocate resources or accelerate certain tasks to optimize efficiency. For example, if a task involves another department but they need to focus on another priority, you could allocate additional members from your own department to finish the task quicker, made possible by the slack identified in CPM analysis. Let's apply CPM to our gardening project Gantt chart to refine it. First, we add task IDs and durations, making it easier to use within the CPM structure. Each node in the CPM diagram represents a task that contains four essential details: earliest start and earliest finish at the top, and latest start and latest finish at the bottom. These values show when a task can start and finish at the earliest and latest possible points without impacting the overall timeline. Now that we've linked all tasks based on dependencies, we analyze the total time each path takes to reach project completion. Path 1, consisting of tasks 1, 2, and 3, takes 270 days in total. Path 2, consisting of tasks 1, 4, 5, and 6, takes 257 days in total. Since Path 1 takes the longest time, it forms our critical path, determining the minimum duration required to complete the project. To calculate the earliest start and finish days, we go forward through the diagram. A task's earliest start is determined by the earliest finish of its preceding task, plus its own duration. The earliest finish is calculated by adding the task duration to its earliest start. Following this process, we establish these values across all tasks. Now we perform a backwards analysis. We get our latest finish days. So to get the latest finish, we take the minimum latest finish of all success activities. Now remember, we're going backwards. It could be quite complicated. We're moving on. Then we fill out our latest start days. So to do this, we subtract our duration from our latest finish. Okay, back in Business Boy. Wait a minute. What do we have here? A lot of numbers which are all the same. So what was the point of doing that? The critical path in red here has no differences, as should be, but the other one also has no differences. So what's going on? Critical path network is not for every project. So let's use a different project, painting a bathroom wall with a different Gantt chart. So we're going to make purchases, we're going to remove the wallpaper, remove the residue, vacuum/mop the floor, mask the floor, prevent any paint from getting on it, and then we're going to paint the wall. Great. So first we do our forward pass with our earliest start, and then we do our forward pass to get the earliest finish. So if we can see in node ID 6, we have 12 is greater than 8 from ID 3. That goes in, add that 12 to the 1 from ID 6, and we get 13. Now we can identify a critical path, which is the top path, and then we use our backward pass to get our latest finish, and a backward pass to get the latest start. But what's this? Right here, this is slack. What does slack do? Slack refers to the amount of time that a task can be delayed without affecting the overall project completion time. and helps us see where we can allocate resources to get tasks done quicker, typically at more financial cost. And as we can see, there was no Slack for the garden. But that's not necessarily something that we want when it comes to gardening. But anyway, moving on. But how does Slack work for other projects? Let's take software development. If you're only doing this sort of agile sprint with nothing else, then there is no Slack. But in more realistic terms, yes, there can be Slack. But Bachgen Business Boy, isn't all this just corporate nonsense? Well, you wouldn't be wrong for thinking so. As we've seen, the critical path network didn't work out so well for the garden, but it did suit painting. So no, it's not all corporate nonsense. But really, what it does come down to is it suitable for your project and is it useful for you? So here are some things to consider. You can pause the screen there and go through those yourself. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. If you need business tech solutions or software development services, reach out at contact@bachgenbusinessboy.com.